All right, I believe we figured it out. We're gonna see if we can get it back on here. All right, are we back in business? Are you guys seeing the screen? Hello?
No screen.
I need audio, no screen?
No screen. Just us five again.
One more time. Gotta love it. All right, should be sharing the screen now. And then we're gonna go back to the presentation. How about now? I need a verbal.
Good. We're good.
Great, excellent. All right, so what I wanna pose a question to you is, now that we've cleared the clutter, and that's the first thing, we've cleared the clutter. The clutter is, why take an approach that is lifestyle? Why take an approach that maybe is whole food or maybe not whole food for me? So I'm going to propose that you don't come at this saying, I'm only going to eat this way. What you want to think about is, I'm going to eat the way that is actually going to work to turn on my metabolism fully, allow me to rehabilitate that process, and then allow me to ease into a lifestyle that I can actually maintain a healthy weight with a solid metabolism. And yes, if you choose to graduate yourself all the way over to Whole Foods and you have the time, the energy, and the wherewithal to do that, great. So we're not so attached to whether somebody eats some portion controlled meals that help them with, like, you know, shakes or bars or things that are convenient, or whether they eat whole food. We're not going to go into that, whether eating this way or paleo or South Beach is better. That's not the point. The point is, how do we get you to the place you want to be? And how do we help you sustain that? That's the million-dollar question that we want to basically help you with. And what's really cool is that we're launching this pilot program in all of these facilities. So those of you who want the coaching and the support are going to be able to get that for free for a period of time to be a testimonial if you're interested, which is really cool. So pretty nice. So the first question, though, is we have to start and ask, if you could have optimal physical health, would you want it? If you could get your physical body into optimal condition, and I don't mean optimal meaning you're like some bodybuilder on a stage or you're some beach body running around. That may be what you want. Optimal means based on your genetic predisposition, based on your lifestyle, optimal for you, the best you could possibly be. If you could achieve that, would you want to go for it? And until a person is ready to say yes, if I knew I could achieve that and I knew that I was going to be able to get there, I would go for that. That's the only thing you have to start with. You don't need to know how or what to start. You just need to know, yes, I would go for it. And if that's you, then you're going to want to keep listening, because we're going to reveal and unveil the path to achieving that. The first thing it starts with is getting real. You have to get really in touch with your current reality. And that's an acquired taste. Most people, it leaves a sour spot in their mouth, and they don't quite like the way that true current reality looks. So take a moment, do a screenshot here, or just ask any of us that whoever invited you to this, to send you the well-being evaluation and score yourself. And we have 3 areas that we really score ourselves in fully to be optimal. But in this case, physical health. The other 2 are the mindset and in your financial life. Because financial life is a big stressor, and it determines whether somebody can take care of themselves physically or mentally, emotionally, in some cases, not always, okay? And I don't mean financially you're rich. I'm talking about you have enough to live the lifestyle that you actually are excited about, okay? And some people, that's different. So with that said, let's focus here on physical health. Where's your weight status? One being, you know what? It's horrible. It's in such a bad condition. It's a detriment to my life. It's a detriment to my livelihood, and to basically living a life that's going to be long and lasting. Optimum is, I feel amazing. I look amazing. I live amazing. Everything is dialed in. I wouldn't change a thing. I'd want to keep this going, and I'd want to set new goals and just keep new performance goals. You're not even thinking about weight at all. You're just like, boom. Eating habits. Where are those at? Are they just in the pot at 1, and there is no focus on any eating habits? It's whatever. It's a seafood diet. I see it, I eat it. 10 being it's optimal. I mean, everybody in this world should model the way I eat. That'd be a little bit pretentious there. Okay, physical activity. How active are you on a 1 to 10? Really? Are you like just every day? You're fitting it in once or twice a day? I look for opportunities to move constantly. I'm exercising. I'm going out and living the fullest. Whereas one is I'm completely sedentary. Physical exercise or activity is not even a part of my life. Yeah, you get it. And you do the same in sleep, in relaxation, in the area of safe and healthy. This is talking about you're actually in an environment at work or at home or in your play that is safe. So a safe home environment be one that is maybe not built right underneath power lines, and you don't have secondhand smoke in the room, and there's not chemicals around you, and you don't have a ton of cleaners and products and all these types of things. You basically drive, and you don't text on you when you drive, and you don't talk and drive, and your work is a very safe, productive environment, and there's not a lot of mental, emotional distractions or whatnot. That would be 10 if you had everything perfect. Maybe you live out in the country and you have clean, fresh air, etc. One would be is it's a very toxic, horrible environment in all these areas. So you score yourself there. Okay. Once you have this snapshot, this gives us a point that you're starting from, and that's going to constantly change. So we're going to reassess that for you. Does this make sense? So stop for a moment and think, does this make sense to actually look at your starting point so that if you have this desire for optimal and what you want to create, you can actually get GPS coordinates that are going to help direct you. And then once you have a new current reality, maybe a month from now, you get new coordinates and the lifestyle program adjusts. See, most people are trying to eat the same diet plan, the same workout plan that they started with 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, when they've got a new current reality. And maybe they need some different type of coaching. See, that just makes sense. And it's unfortunately that most things that people do don't make sense because they follow the masses. They're being marketed to, they're being sold different ideas, and at the end of the day, we know it doesn't work. So, and hopefully if you're one of those rare people who things are working, you maybe will tell somebody about this who could benefit from it. All right, so I don't want to be too, again, presumptuous that you might be all those things, and I love that if you are. I'm still not at my optimal. I'm still not where I want to be. And I know that I know that's a pretty amazing thing when you think about it. People who are healthy and fit usually want more. All right, with that said, here are some of the key physical elements. We talked about these here. So I want to talk to you about a different approach and what we offer clients. Now, if you notice here, we offer clients the right kind of plan. So if you already have solid, healthy habits, we're going to focus on those and we're going to move you forward. And that's on the left-hand side here. We're going to provide you a health coach. And this health coach, for those of you who want to take advantage of this pilot program, you're going to get a free health coach. And we're going to set you up on a plan, give you coaching and guidance, and check in with you on a weekly to twice a week basis based on what your needs are. And that's going to be entirely given to you. We have a meal plan that we've aligned with Medifast, and they have what's called a 5-in-1 plan. And that 5-in-1 plan is a rehabilitative fat-burning plan that helps a person maximize metabolism. It is the only, and this isn't a sales pitch for Medifast, it's just the truth. If you do all the research on this, you'd find this. It's the only medically proven meal plan that uses real food to actually turn on your metabolism and keep your appetite controlled and your muscle mass preserved during the weight loss process so that you're not starving all the time and that your energy is kept at a good level while you're dropping fat off of your body, if it's done and coached appropriately. Some people will buy Medifast meals and they basically use it as a diet food, and unfortunately, they lose a lot of weight, but then they end up putting that weight back on because they don't change any of their habits and they don't utilize the tools properly. So we don't recommend Medifast meals for everyone. There are a select group of people based on how they answer profiles and their lifestyle that may be a tool that we use. So somewhere between the habits of health, which we already named all those things that they were, just in case you have a short-term memory. Let me go back. We're going to help you with these areas here. If you have a problem with food and portion control and need to get off a certain amount of weight that's been stubborn, we may use the 5-in-1 plan for you because that will help kickstart. And on average, people lose about 2 to 5 pounds of fat per week, the first week and the second week, and then about 1 to 2 pounds of fat per week thereafter. And that is average, and that's based on science from Johns Hopkins, which is nice. So it's about double to triple the national average for what people lose when they diet and without the appetite and all that other stuff. And then the most important part, which I mentioned before, you're going to get a health coach who's going to guide you along the way and help you refocus on your goals. So it's a 3-part comprehensive health plan. So if you already have a meal plan that's working for you, you keep that. And great. We don't want to mess with anything. If you don't, we will help tailor fit the meal plan for you. The habits of health to help you rewire the way you think so that you have healthy habits that will support you, and a coach to guide you and support you. I wanted to mention those things 3 times because it's super important not to leave any of those things out, because it's just 87 to 91% failure without those 3 components. So what do? We empower people. Now, these are some extreme cases. You saw that my wife and I weren't so out of shape to where it was crazy, and so leaner people can get leaner, which is nice. But here's Ron and here's Shirley. These are a couple people that I've gotten to know, and it's been amazing. Ron is a stripper. He's a furniture stripper. When you meet Ron, he's hilarious. He goes, if you ask him what he does, he goes, I'm a stripper. He's a furniture stripper. But anyhow, Ron struggled with his weight for many years and many health implications and medical challenges that go along with that, inflammatory. And Shirley lived an extremely obese life for many years, and she had actually resorted to the fact that she was going to die in the next 10 years. This is no kidding. And that that was going to be it until she saw a friend of hers who had made a lifestyle change. Bottom line is Ron has lost a significant amount of weight. I believe, and I can't remember exact numbers, I believe it's somewhere right around 70 pounds or so. And Shirley, well over 200 pounds. But here's the thing. Both of these people, years later, are now maintaining their healthy weight, and in fact are now ambassadors with many people around them. Can you imagine that you look this way on the left before, you look this way on the right after, and in your job and workplace, your family life, that you're like all of a sudden a walking, talking billboard for transformation. And then many other people making a difference. These are various friends and people that I basically work with, or that one of my coaches have worked with. And long story short, all walks of life. We have a nursing mothers program. We have a teen program. We have a senior program. We have a diabetes program. We have just a general everyday person with bad habits program. But the key is transformation is not just making a change. It's about making a fundamental shift in who you are and how you think about yourself. Now, why is that important? Why that's important is because a lot of people are focused on what am I going to have to give up? And when you actually make a transformational shift, you don't think that way anymore. You think in terms of what am I going to get, how amazing I feel. Yeah, and I'm just going to be honest, I still drink a beer from time to time. Hopefully I didn't offend you. I still eat some fatty food. I had pizza with my family just last night, as a matter of fact. But I have a healthy lifestyle now that can support that, and it's no longer a detriment to me. There was a time in my life where those foods were sending me in such a dysfunctional way, and I did not have control over those foods. So it's not about taking anything away. It's about giving you health and giving you control and basically putting you in the driver's seat. So why? Because we have a national health crisis right now. We literally have over 35%, it's 33 to 35%, so let me say over. 33 to 35% of our current country in just America is obese, not overweight. There's another 35% of the country that is overweight. When you add up the overweight and the obese population of America, around 70% of the country is currently overweight or obese. And that is right now bankrupting us mentally, emotionally, and financially in our I was going to say organization, in our country. I work with corporations too, so forgive me. But literally bankrupting us. And a lot of people don't have enough of them at the end of their day, meaning they get home, they just are drained emotionally, energetically. And this is a financial issue too, so it's not just a health thing. But with that said, what are we going to do about it? By the year 2030, the current trajectory is that over 80% of the country will be overweight or obese. That's the current path. And that right now the Surgeon General has made a statement every year for the last 4 years that we are the first generation that is expected to outlive the children, because youth onset diabetes is happening in so many kids between the ages of 5 and 11. Diabetes in 5 and 11-year-olds. Ridiculous. So if not just for you, for your children, and for the other people who are going to come after you, our kids model us. our nephews, our nieces, the people that we love and we care about and that are underneath our care and protection, they model our behaviors. They do not do what we say, they do what we do. And as a whole, we're exporting obesity. So I'm on a mission in my lifetime to export a optimal health lifestyle. And I know I'm not going to be able to do that for everyone, but hey, why not give it a try? I mean, I can't live with the alternative. So having said that, there's a progressive danger to obesity. And many of you watching this, you may not be obese. So don't think I'm just talking about obese people. You may not be there yet, but the trajectory right now is that people are headed there. So why not be optimal? Why not bring your blood sugar in balance? Why not bring your weight to ideal? Take the pressure off your body. Bring the risk for cardio disease down. By reaching a healthy weight, most issues that people take medications for. Now this is crazy. Right now, you might not have known this, but the number 3, I think it's number 3, and you could verify this if you want to. The number 3 killer, I think right now, I think I just heard a doctor say this, and I believe I saw them quote the New England Journal of Medicine or something, is medical-related issues that are caused in treatment of other issues. So what that means is you have some lifestyle. So 80% of all diseases that are treated, here's the bottom line, 80% of all medical diseases treated in the medical care system right now are lifestyle-based. By choice, people are overweight. By choice, some people are going to argue with me on that. I know. Oh my goodness. I probably just opened up a can of worms. We're not overweight by choice. Our lifestyle choices that we make, okay? The way we deal with stress, the things we put ourselves in. 80% of the things that are treated are basically lifestyle related. Over 80% of surgeries that are performed now and things that are done medically are because people are overweight and they have some side effect of that. It's crazy. So here's the thing. Most of the symptoms, as you can read for yourself on this screen, migraines, metabolic syndrome, fatty acid, fatty liver, stress-related incontinence, cardiovascular disease, depression, basically will be reduced by massive percentages. Depression is reduced. 50% of all people who lose weight resolve their depression. This is medical. This is a Cleveland Clinic. Yeah. Click, 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 click. The Cleveland Clinic Foundation did this research on all these areas. And so you can blow up the screen and look at it if you'd like to at another time. I don't want to sit here and try and fact you to death because as a matter of fact, let me just tell you something about facts. The fact is that facts don't change people. They don't. You could tell somebody who just had a heart attack, you need to get in better shape and you need to change your diet, and they only change for 2 months. And then they go back to the way they ate before as soon as the emergency and the feelings go away of the heart attack. It's crazy. So having said that, moving on, the current trajectory doesn't look good. So we're on a path of sickness. Most people are living in what we call an unsick state where they're not really well. They're just not sick. And they say, my doctor says I'm good. You know, I've got 70 extra pounds, 30 extra pounds. My doctor says I'm good. You know, my health, all my metrics, my blood pressure is good. So they're not showing the symptoms yet, but they are setting themselves up. Give it a year, give it 5 years, give it so on and so on. It's going to happen there. So do you want to just live and survive and just get by? Or do you want to thrive? And so I want to propose a path where you actually, the new health path is, let's not use the doctor and the physician for when we're sick. Let's basically take care of our health. True health care is what we do. It's do we get our minds right and get our lifestyle right? And that's health care. The only time you really go to the doctor is when you're sick or when you're trying to check to see if you're sick. And so what we don't want to do is have sick care and reaction care. And this is kind of a joke that I heard. It's not a joke at all to me. Someone said, you know, the life insurance should be called death insurance because it only pays off when you die. And health insurance should be called sick insurance because you only use it when you're sick. And that's a broken model. So we want to actually treat the underlying symptom. We don't treat the actual underlying causes, not the symptoms. Many people are taking insulin so they can continue to overeat, taking cholesterol medications so they continue to barrage themselves with things. And that may or may not be you. It's not me. I've never had to take those medications, but it's because I made a lifestyle change. And I'm not trying to, I'm going to back off from that line of thinking. I don't want to make this me versus you or anything like that. Okay. So forgive me if I even alluded there. It's just understand that there's lots of people who are watching this video, and I want you to know if you're already fairly fit and it's just a little bit that you want, the program is good because we can help you optimize. However, if you're like 70% of America or you know someone, there's a lot of people who would like to get that last 10 pounds off, or hey, let's go for that 50 to 100 to 150 pounds, right? So moving towards optimal health, phase 1 is reaching a healthy weight. By no means is being in your ideal weight optimal. No. Phase 2 is living a longer, healthier lifestyle, where that's actually a part of who you are. So during phase 1, what we do is we help you reach a healthy weight. Now, based on success and stats, we recommend what's called the 5-in-1 plan. And the 5-in-1 plan is where if you struggle, this is for people, if you don't struggle with this, then this isn't for you. We'll talk about a unique, individualized plan for you. But if you've struggled with getting control of eating habits, and food has become kind of a thing where if it's put in front of you, you have to eat it, or you do, your weight is constantly fluctuating, you've lost weight, you've gained it back, you just can't get that last stubborn bit, then I would recommend for you the 5-in-1 plan. It's going to allow you to lose, like I said before, 2 to 5 pounds of fat per week the first 2 weeks. So basically 2 pounds to 5 pounds the first week, 2 to 5 pounds the second week, and then 1 to 2 thereafter until you reach your healthy goal weight. It will help you rehabilitate the way you think about food and help us to incorporate healthy, lean and green type meals. We use 5 MetaFast meals for this, different varieties, and 1 lean and green, which is a portion of protein and vegetables that are at this right glycemic, or if you will, sugar levels, to keep your blood sugar perfectly harmonized, to go after fat and not muscle tissue. The nutrient balance on this particular plan, the way we structure it and modify it for you, is so that you are preserving your cellular function and your cellular health and preserving your lean fat-burning machinery, that's your muscle, during the weight loss phase. So by the time you actually hit your healthy weight, you have not killed your metabolism, which is why most people just start gaining weight back. And your appetite's controlled, so you're not starving the entire time. And if you're doing the 5-in-1 plan, or you've heard of this before, and you are hungry, it's not either being done right or you haven't had the proper modification. So we're going to provide a registered dietitian for you if you need any specific help, and that's going to be at no charge if you decide to do the pilot test program that we're going to be doing to give us a testimonial back in return. Which means if you need anything modified, we will modify it for you, or we will bring the registered dietitian on. If you have behavioral challenges, we will bring in a behavioral specialist for you, okay? So the only thing you're responsible for really is about $11 to $12 a day for your eating budget, and that would be whether you're going to use whole food or whether you're going to use our recommended 5-in-1 plan, regardless of that. And then you're going to get all the coaching and support and guidance for free. So you can choose your own eating plan, or you can choose ours and follow through on that way. The MetaFast meals, again, they're portion controlled, they're nutrient balanced, they're perfectly designed to keep your hormone function, to keep your nutrition function and your metabolism intact while preserving muscle. The lean and green meals, same thing. They're balanced, they're portion controlled, and they're flavorful. So these are meals that you will look forward to. And we, of course, have modifications of any of these things based on compliance. So if you're not sticking with it, we're going to adjust to match your lifestyle. Any excuse or reason why somebody doesn't stick to it, we coach and guide and work through so that we can help you find what's the right solution. If you're ready. If you're not ready for change or transformation, then nothing we'd recommend would work. So what we propose is that you get on the path where you go away from this before, where you've been calories in on an average basis, have been exceeding your calories out, and your nutrient balance has been off, to where we put you into a gap where you have proper calorie deficit at the time, nutrient balance. If you guys could mute, that would be great. I'm hearing a little bit of feedback there. *6 if you're on a phone. I think that's the button. Okay. I'm going to actually pause my video for a moment if I can. I'll mute this myself. Boom, got it. All right. Thank you guys. All right, so we're going to put you into the fat burning stage, and then from there, oop, my screen, sorry, just took over. Let's go to a little larger. All right, the fat burning stage. And then from there, depending upon how much fat you have to lose, how long am I going to be in a fat burning stage? Well, you got 10 pounds to lose. My guess is you'll be on the fat burning stage for about 2 weeks to 3 weeks with an approach like this. I know that may be like you're skeptical. It's okay. You got nothing to lose. We're going to offer you free coaching and guidance. Prove us wrong. All we want in return is a testimonial. If you have 50 pounds to lose, you're probably looking closer to like 3 or 4 months to get there, which again is about double to triple the national average because most people don't have a coach, they don't have a balanced plan, and they don't have habits of health that they're learning. So of course it's going to be slower because they're going forward and they're going backward and they're going forward and going backward. And so, yeah, they might lose 2 pounds or 5 pounds the first week, but then they gain a pound or 2 the next week. And then they, it's back and forth. We don't do that. We're going to work at a pace that you can sustain. Then you have a transition. And transition, and this is funny, it's like a halfway house between prison and freedom. You've been in prison for a while now with not getting this extra weight off and, being kind of a slave to diets or maybe just this extra weight or whatever it is, or not feeling the best you can. Maybe your energy's been low and it's not a weight loss issue at all. So transition is, how do we get out of this phase where we've been getting your energy levels balanced and losing fat to actually maintaining weight and doing that in a way that you actually, like I said, land in Hawaii and stay there versus land and the plane just turns around and takes right off and the weight, starts coming right back on. And for those of you who jumped in late on this webinar, you're probably going, what's this analogy? Bottom line is we want to live in optimal. So we're going to help you optimize so that you can maintain that. All right. So what we do is we have a habits of health system that helps you restructure the way your basically neurons in your body work and your brain work. So you have habits that are actually based on real structures that have been created in your mind based on the way you've done things for so long, the way you've given in to certain things for so long, the way you've reacted to stress and all these triggers for so long. We're actually going to rewire those so that over the course of about 30 to 60 days, you actually think differently. You don't crave the same foods. So I was a vodka drinker before. I had to have a glass of vodka every night, and I didn't have any predetermined thought process on whether I was going to keep vodka or not. Long story short is after I went through this habits of health system, I no longer desired vodka. I know, blasphemy. Oh my goodness. If you're a vodka drinker going, I don't want this program because of that. I didn't plan that. I wasn't like trying to give up vodka. What I was trying to do was create health, and the vodka just didn't fit anymore. I started sleeping better without it. I started feeling amazing. My weight leaned out amazingly. And long story short is I love the way I feel. I tried to put vodka back in. I didn't feel as good. I became addicted to feeling great. Vodka just didn't fit anymore. Does that make sense? When something doesn't fit anymore, it's no longer, you don't care. So don't think that you're going to be fighting the things that you care about right now once you become healthy. You'll either have the life that can support them or not. Other friends I know, they can still drink a shot of vodka and feel fine, not me. All right. So I'm really in tune to what feeling good is. Okay. I don't want to make it again all about my thing. You have your own thing. You've got your stuff. Maybe it's chips and maybe it's ice creams or whatever. We're not telling you have to give up any of that stuff. What we're telling you is you're going to create what you want, and you get to see if those things fit anymore for you. Okay. And if they do, and you can maintain a healthy weight with them, great. All right. And good energy and feeling wonderful. All right, so how long can I drag this webinar on for? That's probably what I'm asking right now. So let's get to it. All right, so you're going to have a personal health coach who's going to be friendly and knowledgeable and empathetic, and empathy is a huge thing. What this means is we don't tell you what to do, and that's way different. We ask you what you want, and we ask you if you would like support in achieving that, and we help you focus on what matters the most to you, and then we support you in the mission of that. When you get off the path and start going another direction, we don't beat you over the head. We ask you, how are you feeling about that? Is that what you really want? What would you like? If you could get back on path and start getting results again, would you want that? Would you like support with that? And if you want more of a drill sergeant, just ask us. We can step it up on you, no problem, because that's what you need. But we really help empower you so that at the end of the day, you're able to maintain health, not because we're driving you and beating you over the head and we're boot camping you to death, but because you actually have tapped into your power, your why, your fire. And that intrinsic internal motivation keeps you going, not just external little prods here and there. We'll use some externals, but really we've got to make the connection for you long term. All right. So we have an optimal health community. And really, I will be honest with you, it's a little bit different for everybody. Some people just like to have that check-in with the coach. Maybe they're more text and Facebook Messenger or whatever. Who knows? Maybe your email. But we want to have those little check-ins with you. But for those of you who really want to lock yourself into community, we've got great resources where you can come onto these. We have weekly webinars that we do, not on this topic, just where we're giving an overview, where we go in depth on things. We have weekly audio that you can listen to that comes out every week. We've got, what am I missing here? I'm missing a huge one. Oh, we've got a Facebook support group. And again, if you're not on Facebook or you don't do those things, don't use those tools. The point is that we have community that helps you find common unity where you are moving on a mission and you feel like you've got support as much as you need so you can stay with it. All right. So getting started is easy. How do you actually get started with this? Well, first off, you want to connect with the health coach, or you may not have thought of your trainer or whoever invited you to this, or the friend as a health coach, but this is a person who's going to help you coach your health and move you forward. And if the coach is newer, they're going to have more of a veteran coach like myself. So pretty much if you're watching this, I'm probably going to be there in line with you and support you. And again, I'm going to be I'm going to call myself a tool. I'm going to be another tool for you to grab a hold of. But be someone who's going to be there with you. And we're going to help you we're going to help you complete a health tracker, which is a free session that we do. Everything's free, by the way. I don't want to keep saying that word. All right. So we're going to help guide you through that. And then we're going to help you order the right supplies. Again, if you're going to do your own meal plan, we'll guide you in that regard. If you're going to follow ours, we'll guide you in there. And we'll make it work for you and your budget. Then you're going to start your journey. And that's all you need to think about. What happens next after I start? We will give you the next step that matches what you're willing to do. I'm not going to map out how this whole thing works because it would be this person's plan or that person's plan. We're going to help you find the Barbara plan, the Bob plan, the you plan that basically sticks with you. And, again, you're listening to somebody that you may not have met before or know, but I want to ask you for a second, does that make sense to you that the plan, whatever it is, has to match you? And skepticism is normal. It's actually a prerequisite, I find, before you start anything. So if you're not sure if this could work for you, you couldn't be. There's no way. And I'm saying that intentionally because how can you know if something's going to work before you actually take a step and try it? So we want to coach you and guide you for free so that you can see if a lifestyle approach like this works. And if it does, all we want back is a testimonial from you that it worked so that we can help other people and encourage other people. Yes, we are compensated well for what we do. So we will use and we don't need your visual. If you don't want to do a before and after picture for us because you're thinking, oh my goodness, I need to give a testimonial. We just want to know what your results were and you're willing to basically let us interview you and write down what those results are so that we can say, here are other people and their actual results that they've received for doing this. Okay? So really get out of your head for a moment and really imagine and I say your head, get out of your current reality for a moment, get out of the current space and imagine what you would want. Here's a friend of mine, Greg, surfing up here, 70 pounds lighter than when he started, runs triathlons now. He actually joined me. He's a health coach now as well. And he's just an amazing individual. Super driven now. But surfing, something that, I won't even get into the before. You've got my friend Matt over here in Christie. They live not too far from where I live, out boating and living their lives. Becca Tinter, mother, stay at home. Again, making major transformations. What is it that you want? Maybe you're single. Maybe I don't want to put too many things out there that are you or not you. Just stop for a moment and ask yourself, if I could achieve optimal health, what would that look like? How would I look? How would I feel? Who would I hang out with? Where would I go? How would I live? What would I do more of? And who else would benefit? Would other significant people in my life benefit from this as well? And, having said that, it really at this point is up to you to decide to take action. That's probably the biggest thing that I think that most people don't do is just take that one next little step and say, you know what, why not? Why not give it a shot and see what can happen? And then you'll know. So with that said, I want to ask you, would you like to get started on an optimal health journey as opposed to whatever hasn't worked? And would you like to have support and guidance? And if so, we'd love to support you. By all means, you can go ahead and Google and look up all kinds of different stuff, online and all that, and put your head into this and try and figure out, is this right for you? But I would encourage you to have a unique experience, to say, hey, I want to try some of this free coaching. I want to have a session and see what happens, and I want to have another session and see what happens. And if you like it, keep following the path. Not all coaches are created equal. And I share this for a reason. I'm going to stop screen sharing for a moment. If I can figure out how to do that too. And I want to appeal to you and ask yourself, really, if you had a plan that would work for you and that could basically dialed in around your life, would you want that? And ask the coach that invited you again to support you with that. And what I wanted to say again is not all programs and all coaches are created equal. So if you're looking at one person's testimonial versus your testimonial, that's going to be a little different. And so with that said, I want to just really thank you all for giving, an hour of your life or 45 minutes of your life to check things out, to see if this is a match for you. And if you want to explore that, just get back to who invited you. Anyhow, I could say that till the cows come home. Take action. Enjoy your life. Right? I'm sitting here being redundant, like, come on, join us, get healthy. Hey, Israel, Paul, do you guys want to come off and say any last parting words?
Thanks, Alex. It's a great overview for anyone that's really looking to make that change, making a lifestyle change. And that's what I want to, as far as being part of a fitness facility and part of helping clients making a lasting change, something that's simple, effective, and lasting, and not just a fad where they go back, like you said, the rocking chair analogy. So yeah, brilliant. I'm looking forward, and I'm hoping that people will get back to me on this, and then we can start them on the journey.
Yeah, and I just want to add thank you, Alex, and thank you everyone who's watched the webinar this far and all the way to the end. You took like Alex said, 45 minutes to an hour of your time, and I hope that was really worth it for you. And you really see that this is something that could be that shift for you and that breakthrough for you. And the only way you'll truly know is let the proof of the program be your deciding factor of, is this something that's really going to work and be that path to optimal health that you're looking for. And I hope you'll join us on this journey, because it's an amazing journey.